I like to get out and hit balls probably 2 to 3 times a week. Because I never did that previously, and it takes a little longer to get the season started. Now you can get your swing going and work out some kinks here, and you get out for that first round and you're ready to fire. That's one. So first name Anthony, right? Last name Montes, from Nutley. I've been competitive since I was probably 6 years old. I mean, my dad had me traveling all over the place, wrestling, playing baseball. I mean, I even played basketball during wrestling season, and that's like a no-no, right? It's like basketball and wrestling season are during the same season. But, 1 year, 2 years actually, I played basketball during wrestling season. So I would go to wrestling practice and then get to basketball practice, or vice versa, right? So I've been competitive since I was a kid, and it's something that's in you. Like you'll know, you'll know when you're competitive. So that's where it all started for me, being competitive from when I was a kid. So funny, I actually started playing golf probably in 8th grade or so, just messing around, hacking around, getting out to the local course. Just playing once a month, even if I could. Didn't really even know what golf was, but I started watching it on TV and said, hey, being the competitor I am, let me try this out. How hard could this be? And we realize how hard it is now. And I took a little break, and I didn't play golf on and off probably from 8th grade until I'd say about high school, on and off, right? And then I go away to college, and I compete wrestling-wise in college, and picked it back up. Two of my coaches actually played golf, and I actually ended up coaching Nutley High School golf, which was awesome. And that's where I fell in love with it, when I came back from college and started coaching it and picking it up and getting competitive. And what was the difference was I had nowhere to be competitive, right? I was playing with my friends. These other leagues weren't competitive. And now Garden State Golf Club is an opportunity, for those guys that are competitive to get out there and play. So, yeah, that's where it started for me. About 8th grade is where the whole thing came together. And right when I was about 26 or 7 is when I wanted to be competitive playing golf.
A lot of players struggle to ball strike properly.
Yeah.
Contact with the ball first.
Yep.
Do you always strike the ball first in grass, or?
Not really. I mean, again, the game's crazy. It takes crazy amounts of practice. Know what you're doing in practice, and essentially, if you're somewhat there, never took a lesson, I wouldn't say you need to take a lesson. There's so much on YouTube and Instagram now that you can learn tremendously on if you just come here and put the work in, So I wouldn't say I'm a great ball striker, but it's all about consistency, right? So, and finding that swing. So that's not a great strike, right? So there I basically hit more mat than I like to. So once you start realizing your misses is how you're going to fix those mistakes. Let's see if I can hit a clean ball right here. golf's a different sport than any other sport that you're going to see, right? Basketball, baseball, football. So these sports, the ball's moving, right? Somebody's interacting with you. They're throwing a ball to you. You're catching a ball. You're kicking a ball in soccer. In golf, you got a ball that's just sitting on a tee, right? It's not even moving. And you yourself are generating some sort of contact to move this ball in a straight line, so to speak, right? I mean, that's the name of the game, right? Hit this ball straight. Hit this ball straight to get it to the hole. And what kept me coming back was the fact that I couldn't do it. No matter what I did, I could not hit this golf ball straight, and I couldn't understand why. I said, this ball's sitting right here. I can hit a baseball, right? I was a pretty good baseball player. Ball's coming in 90 mile an hour, and I'm smacking that thing. But a golf ball sitting there, I couldn't seem to hit it straight, right? So the competitiveness takes over, and you say, what do I got to do, right? And then you practice, and the only way to practice is get out there. So that's what kept me coming back to the golf course. And whoever has played golf knows you hit that one straight ball, right? That one good shot, you're coming back the next day to do it again.
What adjustments you make there?
So basically just pulling a little bit. Sometimes happens when I start off, but I kind of change my alignment and my aiming point. Swing path also. So we try and hit 2 good ones in a row. We know we made the right adjustment. A little better. So I'm almost going to talk about kind of most leagues in general, right? So like the last league that I was in consists of 4 guys, 9 holes during the week, every week, almost a little redundant, to the point where it was like, hey, it's Thursday again, or it's Tuesday again, and we're going to play golf at the same course at the same time. So it's redundant, right? So in golf, you want some change. I mean, me in general, I like change, right? So to play the same course every week with the same group of guys, and the competitiveness alone there wasn't really too competitive. So overall, the league was okay. It did its job. We played golf. We had some laughs. We had a good time. Overall competitiveness and switching up partners or seeing different competition-wise wasn't even what I was looking for. Not even close.
The difference between turf mat and grass in the winter. Is there any other place in New Jersey to hit off grass in the wintertime?
I do believe they have a place in East Hanover. I'm not 100. I think it's the same thing. Sometimes they have the mat, sometimes they have the grass. I guess it's just hard to manage, right? In the wintertime, hitting off grass. But I don't love hitting off these mats. I never did. It's more or less swing path work, mechanical work. I mean, it gets the job done, but like we said earlier, you gotta make sure you're practicing right. You're not just out here trying to hit balls. You're working on the right stuff. So routine, swing routine's huge, even when you're here. Anything else, right? It's very rare to pick something up and be good at it. And golf is, you're going to find out sort of what I just, talked about previously, how hard it is to play the game, right? So let's say course is a par 72, on average, and I'm going to say not in 8th grade. I'm going to talk about when I was thinking I was competitive, right? I'm 23 about, and when I say competitive, I mean just going out and playing. Like I'm not playing in any tournaments, obviously. So I'm saying in my mind I'm competitive with myself and whoever I'm playing with, right? I'm playing with one of my friends. Meanwhile, I'm playing him like it's the Masters and he's out here just playing normal. But I'm shooting, I'm shooting in the hundreds. I'm shooting sometimes 30 something over par, 35 over par, 20 over par, until finally, you practice, play enough, move the ball long enough to start feeling like, hey, I can kind of play this game. And honestly, starting in 8th grade and working my way up, I didn't realize what golf was, and I'm 37 now, right? So I didn't realize what golf was probably until about 7 years ago. Until about I hit 30 is when I zoned in and I was able to score and know how to practice, right? There's a lot more to just going to the driving range than hitting the balls. And it takes work, like anything else. It takes work, and I'm watching videos of YouTube and all these pros, and so now, if you look me up, my handicap now index on the gin is 7.8, which I'm very happy about, and I'm looking to get that down even lower into the. I'd be happy if this summer I can get down into the 4s. It doesn't come overnight. The game is not an easy game. So yeah, about 30 years old when I realized what the game meant. So about 7 years ago, and started playing when I'm 14. So. It's not an easy sport. It's not an easy sport. Also the range balls, I don't take too much into where the balls are moving, whether right, left, too much. These things are almost like wiffle balls now. But you gotta get your swings in.
You said you upgraded your clubs here. What line did you get? What model?
Oh, we got the P790 TaylorMades. Beautiful looking club. I don't know if you got anything in on the back, but you see the other clubs, it's just a really good looking club. And again, I mean, all players, all levels. They hit beautiful, they feel beautiful. And that's part of the game too, keeping up with the equipment, right? So if you're asking me, hey, throughout the rounds, right, that I've played, what was your best shot and what was your worst shot? And you're telling me what I'm going to answer, what I would answer first. So with that question, it's a good question, Dave. Wow, that's a good one. I'm definitely going to answer with my worst shot. Right, I'm going to answer with my worst shot. And actually, I can tell you my worst shot was, and only because now that I started playing so much, and again, I'm going to jump back to the competitiveness, but at my local country club, that I'm a member of, we have our big, huge tournament, and I'm getting up to the 18th hole, and it's a 2-day tournament. I started the day in 6th. I was only 4 shots off the lead, and I'm grinding on the course. I mean, I'm not methodical moving down the course this day at all, so it's a scramble, right, for me. So I get to the 18th tee, which is a par 3 uphill. It's about 180, 85 yards, right? So I take out the 6-iron, and now at the tournament, this is what I live for, right? I'm later in the day, so I'm in one of the later groups, and up top, the fans are all over the greens, and all the members and all the family members, and I'm jacked up, right? And I want to just nail this green, and so I step up, and I'm ready, and I'm maybe in dropped. It's probably 7th place still. I can't win it, but I want to finish strong, and I step up with that 6, and I shank one hard off right bad. One of the worst shots I probably had to date. I end up behind a tree. I gotta get up, hit the tree. I end up triple bogey in the hole, par 3, and it was my worst shot just because I wasn't confident with all them people around, right? So it was a different level that now I just get to. So there's so many different levels of golf that that you're going to learn along the way. As for a good shot, if you want an answer, I'm going to say there's tons, right? So that's why I guess we always I remember like the worst. The worst always going to stick in, right? It's always going to come back to bite you, just like in wrestling again. Wrestling was my thing, so I can tell you a few wins. I'll give you a few wins, but I'll tell you every single loss that I had to this day. I can give you every one. So as for a good shot, I've had plenty. They feel great, but the bad shots, those bad shots, those ones you remember. So thanks. Good question, Dave. Good question. A lot of guys come here, just whack the ball around. I was one of them. I was one of them for a lot of years. I'm not saying that I'm a pro now, but in order to get better, you learn the game. How do you learn the game? Watching the pros, listening to them. So, So Garden State Golf Club is certainly going to be unique compared to these other leagues. We're looking at a different golf course every single time we go out and play, right? So you got these major tournaments that you're playing in, and it's not at the same course. Your grouping is going to be different. You can end up with, David one day, Anthony the next day, groups of 4. You're not showing up at the same time, all right? You're not playing 9 holes. It's 18 holes of championship golf, right? So it's completely different as a, hey, let's go out and have some fun, compared to, hey, I got to get a good night's sleep. Hey, I gotta get some breakfast in me early, and I got to get to the tournament, right? And I got to hit some balls, and I got to be ready to compete, right? Most of these guys in this league played some sort of competitiveness, right? And as a man, like you're going to be competitive. So this league is going to bring that out. This league is going to bring out, the boys from the men that are looking to compete, and you'll have some fun. I mean, let's not say it's all, competitive, boom, boom, boom. There's definitely some fun along the way, but ultimately, this league, you're looking to crown a winner. You're looking to crown a champion. And so the content is really something that also is going to separate Garden State from these other leagues, right? So, there's going to be golf professionals giving you some tips, right? There's going to be golf professionals giving you a different mindset, a different outlook on the game. So in this league, we're not only looking to get you out there to play, but we're looking to give you some resources to even better your game, right? We're going to be talking to golf club owners. We're going to be going out and getting some reviews on these other golf courses. I mean, no other league that I know of is giving you, a golf course review on some hidden gems and courses to stay away from, right? Most of these leagues are go in, play your 9 holes, drink some beer, drink some water, whatever it is, and go home, right? This league, with the content, you're going to get yourself online. You're going to get yourself looking at the leaderboard. I'll tell you what, you're going to find days where, man, hey, let me sign in. Let me sign in and see where I'm standing. Let me sign in and see where I am on the leaderboard. See where I am in the point system. And that all generates back to being competitive, right? So this league with the content, right, that we're giving you, combined with where you're playing these tournaments and how it's set up, is going to separate us from the rest of the leagues.